Wait, is your eye okay? How'd that happen? Who are you sparring?
I'm sparring a bunch of world champion heavyweights. I think Lawrence Okolie did.
Jake talks about getting his eye blacked, by Lawrence Okolie. He talks about getting his eye blacked by Lawrence Okolie, who is a legit 6'5".
Wait, is your eye okay? How'd that happen? Who are you sparring?
I think it's still going to be dangerous. I'm actually quite worried.
Jake Paul got destroyed by Lawrence Okolie in sparring before Jake Paul fight, and the inside reports don't hold back. Jake reportedly took a full-on sparring KO, his defense shredded by Okolie's power. What's meant to be practice turned into a nightmare, exposing his weaknesses and raising serious doubts about whether he's ready for a real fight.
Jake's getting fucked up in sparring, and that could be the case. I don't know. I have no idea.
Before stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul's confidence is taking hits where it hurts, literally. Sparring with Lawrence Okolie left him battered, bruised, and visibly outmatched. If training sessions already look this bad, fans have every reason to question whether Jake can survive against AJ's power, reach, and elite boxing skills.
Pairs for the Anthony Joshua fight, and I am getting more and more worried for Jake's health as we get closer and closer to this fight, because today not only has Jake Paul let us see that he has a massive...
Lawrence Okolie made Jake Paul look completely out of his depth. Even taking it easy, Lawrence dominated every round while Jake struggled to stay upright. Reports say Jake's stamina and technique were brutally exposed. If sparring against Okolie is this punishing, it's a stark warning that the upcoming fight with AJ could end in a nightmare for Jake.
Suddenly this guy gets him through the ropes. And he's big, don't get me wrong, but they whisper to me, it's Big D. Oh, easy. So I'm there thinking, yep, break time, I'm gonna rest, I'm gonna get my breath back. We've got 12 rounds, I'll just use these rounds as...
Derek Chisora highlights the harsh reality Jake Paul faced in sparring. Getting absolutely exposed by Lawrence Okolie shows Jake's sloppy moves and weak defense. Sparring is supposed to teach, yet he got humiliated before even stepping into the AJ fight. If training is this brutal, the ring with Anthony Joshua is going to be a nightmare for him.
It's totally different. Sparring, you're there to learn. So the guy you knocked out in sparring, he's understanding, okay, I did this silly move, that's how I got knocked out. So I'm gonna have to stop doing these silly moves so I don't get knocked out.
Jake Paul claims he sees holes and predicts a knockout. But sparring with Lawrence Okolie told a different story. Outgunned, outclassed, and humiliated in practice, Jake's hype is crumbling before AJ even enters the ring. Fans are left questioning if his bravado can survive Anthony Joshua's size, skill, and power, or if it's about to be completely exposed.
Do you think you're gonna knock him out?
Yeah, 100%. I see holes in his game of where I can land a big shot.
Okay.
100%. It's going to be a very, 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 very tough fight.
Do you think this is your hardest opponent?
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, I'm just outgunned in every category.
Logan, what do you think about him fighting Anthony Joshua?
I think it's
Adeola Depot exposes the reality. Jake Paul's size is a myth when measured against true heavyweights. Sparring with Lawrence Okolie already left him bruised and humiliated. Against Anthony Joshua, that gap will be monstrous. Every inch and pound favors AJ, and Jake's overconfidence will crumble under relentless power and skill that no hype can disguise.
Two of the nicest two heavyweights I've sat down with, that I've been around in a long time, Fabio Wardley and Joseph Parker. So for this to come out about one of them, it's just a bit heartbreaking, if I'm honest with you. It really is.
Lawrence Okolie made Jake Paul look like a complete novice. Even in controlled sparring, Jake was overpowered, exposed, and clearly outmatched. If this was a warm-up, AJ's real fight will be catastrophic. Fans watching can already predict the collapse. Jake's lack of technique, defense, and composure will be brutally punished by a champion who demands respect in every round.
Bigger head guards, bigger gloves, so stuff like speed and like athleticism plays more of a factor because you're able.
Frank Warren lays it out. Jake Paul's sparring is just a facade, a closed-door charade that won't prepare him for a real heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. All the hype and media stunts can't mask the reality. Jake crumbles under pressure. As seen against Lawrence Okolie, sparring may look glamorous behind closed doors, but it exposed Jake's glaring weaknesses: lack of power, poor defense, and shaky fundamentals. Against AJ, every flaw will be magnified. This isn't a celebrity bout. It's a high-stakes fight where skill, strategy, and experience dominate. And Jake's overconfidence is heading for a brutal, public lesson in boxing reality.
But I don't see the sense of it. What do you want to go sparring for? Behind closed doors. Let all the fans see it. Do it in a ring, get paid for it. I mean, it's a bit of...
David Adelaide makes one thing crystal clear. AJ's power is underestimated by many, and Jake Paul is about to feel it firsthand. Sparring with Lawrence Okolie already exposed Jake's vulnerabilities. He couldn't even survive a controlled session without looking rattled. Now, stepping into the ring with Joshua, every punch carries devastating weight and precision. Jake's flashy bravado and social media hype vanish the moment AJ's fists connect. This fight isn't about spectacle. It's about pure boxing skill, timing, and knockout power. Fans should prepare for Jake's illusions of toughness to be shattered, as Anthony Joshua's reality is about to crush any notion that Paul can hang in the big leagues.
He hits harder than people expect, I think. I think a lot of people, obviously, they pick up on his boxing and how good of a boxer he is, but he hits harder than people expect.
Derek Chisora hits the nail on the head. Jake Paul's sparring camp is more about appearances than actual preparation. He's surrounded by partners who aren't challenging him, leaving him dangerously untested. Lawrence Okolie already dismantled him in practice, showing that Jake can't handle real pressure or power. Against Anthony Joshua, every gap in his defense will be exploited ruthlessly. The illusion of being ready won't last a single round. Fans should brace for a spectacle where Jake's overhyped reputation crashes against the raw skill, strategy, and power of a true heavyweight champion. Sparring may be safe, but the real ring will be unforgiving.
I look at everybody who's got in his sparring camp. I personally don't believe that you can actually... The sparring partners he's got right now, they're pushing him to be...
Duke McKenzie doesn't mince words. Jake Paul isn't world class and won't fool anyone who truly knows boxing. His recent sparring disaster with Lawrence Okolie proves that hype can't compensate for lack of skill. Jake's flashy image and social media persona might impress casual fans, but in the ring, he's outclassed, outpowered, and exposed. Anthony Joshua will exploit every flaw, from weak defense to poor timing. This fight is a masterclass in reality over illusion, and Jake Paul's reputation as a contender will be put to the ultimate test. Fans are about to witness a sobering reminder that real champions separate themselves from online hype and viral stunts.
I don't think he's world class. He's not really my cup of tea. I mean, I don't look at boxing probably the way you do, or most sort of fans do. I look at it.
Johnny Nelson isn't holding back Jake Paul's. Legs are already showing wear, no matter how he spins the narrative. Sparring failures with Lawrence Okolie exposed his lack of durability, stamina, and real fight conditioning. It doesn't matter if Jake's camp claims perfection. The truth is evident in how he struggles under pressure and real power. Against Anthony Joshua, every step will be a calculated risk, and Jake's mobility will be tested like never before. These aren't just predictions, they're warnings based on observable weaknesses. Legends and insiders see through the hype and recognize that celebrity status can't substitute for raw experience and boxing fundamentals. Jake's history of taking on larger, stronger fighters without adequate preparation is coming back to haunt him. Fans are about to witness a fighter who looked untouchable on social media crumble under the relentless pace, precise strikes, and overwhelming physicality of a true heavyweight champion.
Anthony Joshua, who's now 5 inches bigger than you, maybe more, or 4 or 5 inches, and about 100 pounds heavier. You just don't go from there right up to there. I don't believe it. And I won't believe it until the two of them got 10-ounce gloves on in a boxing ring. Because if Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner, This won't last long.
Joe Rogan lays bare the nightmare scenario for Jake Paul. The size disparity is staggering, with Joshua towering over Jake by 5 inches and carrying over 50 pounds of muscle. Sparring struggles with Lawrence Okolie already exposed how little Jake can handle against a bigger, stronger, and more skilled opponent. AJ's ability to control distance, utilize a jab effectively, and deliver knockout-level power will leave Jake with almost no room to breathe. This isn't just a physical mismatch, it's a strategic one. Every inch Joshua dominates becomes a threat, and every punch Jake throws will be scrutinized for inefficiency. Fans shouldn't expect Jake's usual bravado to last. The ring doesn't lie. Social media fame and YouTube theatrics won't protect him. Rogan's insight highlights that when experience, size, and precision meet hype, the result is inevitable. Jake Paul will be thoroughly exposed against a true boxing powerhouse.
And I said, look, if you're to believe that he had the best training camp, his legs have gone. And if I've got it wrong, his legs have.
Frank Warren doesn't mince words. Jake Paul's sparring theatrics are laughable. Behind closed doors, he's playing games, but those sessions only reveal how unprepared he is for real danger. Lawrence Okolie humiliated him in practice, proving that hype and celebrity status can't compensate for lack of skill, power, and experience. Now, facing Anthony Joshua, Jake's illusions of being a legitimate contender will collapse in the harshest spotlight. Warren's remarks underline the absurdity of Jake's bravado. He's risking himself against one of the best heavyweights of the era, while relying on a shaky foundation built on social media hype rather than genuine boxing prowess. Every round will expose his deficiencies: weak defense, minimal footwork, and poor ring IQ. Fans are in for a sobering lesson in reality. The contrast between celebrity boxing and elite competition has never been clearer. Jake Paul's sparring failures are just a prelude to a brutal awakening in the ring.
Yeah. Versus 6'6" Anthony Joshua. Jake weighed in for the Tyson fight at 199.
Yeah.
Joshua against Ngannou was 252.
6'6". Not just 6'6", but 6'6", and knows how to use every fucking inch of it. Knows how to keep that stick in your face. He was keep that jab in his face, and that right hand, if it hits you, you're fucked.
Shannon Briggs hints at the truth everyone's whispering: Jake Paul has already been knocked down in sparring sessions, and those incidents are trivial. Lawrence Okolie exposed him brutally, leaving Jake rattled and questioning his readiness. While celebrity fighters can spin minor setbacks as experience, the reality is far harsher when stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua. Briggs highlights that taking spills is part of boxing, but Jake's repeated struggles reveal a pattern of being outclassed by real professionals. The hype surrounding him is about to clash violently with the cold, unforgiving reality of elite heavyweight boxing. Fans attending the fight should expect a dramatic contrast between social media bravado and genuine skill. The gaps in Jake's defense, power, and endurance are glaring, and Anthony Joshua will exploit every one. This isn't a spectacle, it's a lesson in humility, and Jake Paul's vulnerabilities are about to be broadcast for the world to see.
What do you want to go sparring for? Behind closed doors. Let all the fans see it. Do it in a ring, get paid for it. I mean, it's be the biggest fight ever. Why do you want to do that? That's nonsense. It's stupid, ridiculous. Want to make the fight? That's the easiest fight in the world.
Shannon Briggs hints at the truth everyone's whispering. Jake Paul has already been knocked down in sparring sessions, and those incidents aren't trivial. Lawrence Okolie exposed him brutally, leaving Jake rattled and questioning his readiness. While celebrity fighters can spin minor setbacks as experience, the reality is far harsher when stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua. Briggs highlights that taking spills is part of boxing, but Jake's repeated struggles reveal a pattern of being outclassed by real professionals. The hype surrounding him is about to clash violently with the cold, unforgiving reality of elite heavyweight boxing. Fans attending the fight should expect a dramatic contrast between social media bravado and genuine skill. The gaps in Jake's defense, power, and endurance are glaring, and Anthony Joshua will exploit every one. This isn't a spectacle, it's a lesson in humility. And Jake Paul's vulnerabilities are about to be broadcast for the world to see.